Om Sai Ram. This is Shri Sai Sathcharithra Chapter 7. Wonderful Incarnation. Sai Baba knew all yogic practices. He was well versed in the six processes including Dhauti, Kanda Yoga, etc., separating his limbs and joining them again, and Samadhi, etc. If you think that he was a Hindu, he looked like a Yavan. If you think him to be a Yavan, he looked like a pious Hindu. No one definitely knew whether he was a Hindu or a Mohammedan. He celebrated the Hindu festival of Ramanavami with all formalities, at the same time permitted sandal procession of Mohammedans. He encouraged wrestling arts in this festival and gave good prizes to winners. When the Gokulashtami came, he got the Gopal Kala ceremony duly performed, and on Eid festivals, he allowed Mohammedans to say their prayers in his masjid. Once in the Muharram festival, some Mohammedans proposed to construct a tajia or a tabut in the masjid, keep it there for some days, and afterwards take it in procession through the village. Sai Baba allowed the keeping of the tabut for 4 days, and on the fifth day removed it out of the masjid without the least compunction. If we say that he was a Mohammedan, his ears were pierced. If you think he was a Hindu, he advocated the practice of circumcision. If you call him Hindu, he always lived in the masjid. If Mohammedan, he had always the duni, sacred fire there, and the following things which are contrary to the Mohammedan religion, that is, grinding on the hand mill, blowing on the conch and bells, oblation in the fire, bhajan, giving of food, etc. Worship of Baba's feet by means of agriya were always allowed there. If you think he was a Mohammedan, the best of Brahmins and Agnihotris, leaving aside their orthodox ways, fell prostrate at his feet. Those who went to make enquiries about his nationality were dumbfounded and were captured by his darshana. So no one definitely decided whether Sai Baba was a Hindu or a Mohammedan. This for no wonder, for he completely surrenders himself to the Lord by getting rid of his egoism and body. Consciousness thus becomes one with him and has nothing to do with any questions of caste or nationality. Such a one as Sai Baba was, saw no difference between caste and caste, even beings and beings. He took meat and fish with fakirs, but did not grumble when dogs touched the dishes with their mouths. Such a unique and wonderful incarnation was Sai Baba. On account of the merits in my past birth, I had the good fortune to sit at his feet and enjoy the blessed company. The joy and delight I derived therefrom was incomparable. In fact, Sai Baba was pure Anand and consciousness. I cannot sufficiently describe him, his greatness and uniqueness. He who took delight at his feet was established in his own self. Many sannyasis, sandakas, and all sorts of men aspiring for salvation came to Sai Baba. He always walked, talked, laughed with them, and always uttered with his tongue, Allah Malik. He never liked discussions or arguments. He was always calm and controlled, though irritable at times. Always preached full Vedanta, and nobody knew till the last who was Baba. Princes and poor people were treated alike by him. He knew the innermost secrets of all, and when he gave expression to them, all were surprised. He was the repository of knowledge, still he feigned ignorance. He also disliked honor. Such were the characteristics of Sai Baba. All people considered him as the Lord God in Shirdi. Behavior of Sai Baba. Fool that I am, I cannot describe Baba's miracles. He got almost all the temples in Shirdi repaired. Through Tatya Patil, the temples of Shani, Ganapati, Shankar Parvati, village deity, and Maruti were put in order. His charity was also remarkable. The money he used to collect as dakshina was freely distributed. The recipients thought that this was pure charity money, and Baba wished that it should be usefully employed. People were immensely benefited by having a darshana of Baba. Some became hale and hearty, wicked people were turned into good ones. Kushta were cured in some cases, many got their desires fulfilled without any drops of medicine being put in the eyes. Some blind men got back their sight, and some lame ones got their legs. Nobody could see the end of his extraordinary greatness. His fame spread far and wide, and pilgrims from all sides flocked to Shirdi. Baba always sat near the Duni and eased himself there, and always sat in the meditation, sometimes with and on other times with a bath. He used to tie a white turban on his head and wear a clean dhotar around his waist and a shirt on his body. This was his dress in the beginning. He started practicing medicine in the village, examined patients, and gave medicines. He was successful and became famous as a hakim, which is a doctor. A curious case may be narrated here. One devotee got his eyeballs quite red and swollen. No doctor was available in Shirdi. The other devotees took him to Baba. The other doctors would use ointments and drugs, etc. in such cases. Baba's remedy was quite unique. He poured some biba and made two balls out of them and thrusted them on each eye of the patient and wrapped a cloth around them. Next day, the bandage was removed and water was poured over them in a stream. The inflammation subsided and the pupils became white and clear. Though the eyes were very delicate, the biba caused no smarting but removed the disease of the eyes. Many such cases were cured, and this is only an instance in point. Baba's yoga practices. Baba knew all the processes and practices of yoga. Two of them will be described here. Dauti or cleaning. Baba went to the well near banyan tree at a considerable distance from masjid. On one occasion, he was seen to vomit out his intestines, clean them inside out, and place them on a jam tree for drying. There are persons in Shirdi who have actually seen this and who have testified to this fact. Ordinary dhoti is done by a moistened piece of linen 3 inches broad and 22.5 feet long. This piece is gulped down the throat and allowed to remain in the stomach for about half an hour for being reacted there and then taken out. But Baba's dhoti was quite unique and extraordinary. Kanda Yoga. In this practice, Baba extracted the various limbs from his body and left them separately at different places in the masjid. Once a gentleman went to masjid, saw the limbs of Baba lying separately at separate places. He was much terrified, and first he thought of running to the village's officers and informing them of Baba being hacked to pieces and murdered. He thought that he would be held responsible as he was the first informant. But the next day, when he went to the masjid, he was very much surprised to see Baba hale and hearty and sound as before. He thought that what he had seen the previous day was only a dream. Baba practiced yoga since his infancy, and nobody knew or guessed the proficiency he attained. He charged no fees for his cures and became renowned and famous by virtue of his merits, gave health to many a poor and suffering person. This famous doctor of doctors cared not for his interests but always worked for the good and welfare of others, himself suffering unbearable and terrible pain many a time in other process. On such instance I give below, which will show the all pervasive and most merciful character of Sai Baba. Baba's all pervasiveness and mercy. In the year 1910 AD, Baba was sitting near the Dhwani on a holiday and warming himself. He was pushing firewood into the Dhuni, which was brightly burning. A little later, instead of pushing logs of woods, Baba pushed his arm into the Dhwani. The arm was scorched and burnt immediately. This was noticed by the servant Madhava and also by Madhavrao Deshpande. They at once ran to Baba, and Madhavrao clasped Baba by his waist from behind and dragged him forcibly back and asked, "Deva, for what have you done this?" Then Baba came to his senses and replied, "The wife of a blacksmith at some distant place was working the bellows of a furnace. Her husband called her. Forgetting that her child was on her waist, she ran hastily, and the child slipped into the furnace. I immediately thrust my hand into the furnace and saved the child. I do not mind my arm being burnt, but I am glad that the life of the child is saved." Leper's devotee service. On hearing the news of Baba's hand being burnt, Madhavrao Deshpande and Mr. Nanasaheb Chandokar, accompanied by the famous doctor Parmanand of Bombay, with his medical outfit consisting of ointments, lint, bandage, rushed to Shirdi and requested Baba to allow Dr. Parmanand to examine the arm and dress the wound. This was refused. Ever since the burn, the arm was dressed by leper devotee Bagoji Shinde. This treatment consisted in massaging the burnt part with ghee and then placing a leaf over it and bandaging it tightly with putties. Mr. Nana Sahib solicited Baba many a time to unfasten the putties and get the wound examined and dressed and treated by Dr. Parmanand with the object that it may be speedily healed. Doctor himself made similar requests, but Baba postponed, saying that Allah was his doctor and did not allow his arm to be examined. The doctor's medicines were not exposed to their air of Shirdi as they remained intact, but he had the good fortune of getting a darshana of Baba. Bagoji was allowed to treat the hand daily. After some days, the arm healed and all were happy. Still, we do not know whether any trace of pain was left or not. Every morning, Bagoji went throughout this program of loosening the putties, massaging the arm with ghee, and tightly bandaging it. This went on until Sai Baba's Samadhi. Sai Baba, a perfect Siddha as he was, did not really want this treatment, but out of love to his devotee, he allowed the Upasana service of Bagoji to go on uninterrupted all along. But when Baba started for Lendi, Bagoji held an umbrella over him and accompanied him. Every morning, when Baba sat near the post close to the Dhoni, Bagoji was present and started this service. Bagoji was a sinner in his past birth. He was suffering from leprosy, his fingers had shrunk, his body was full of pus and smelling badly. Though outwardly he seemed so fortunate, he was really lucky and happy, for he was a premier servant of Baba and got benefit of his company. Master Kaparde's plague case. I shall now relate another instance of Baba's wonderful Leela. Mrs. Kaparde, the wife of Mr. Dada Saheb Kaparde of Amaravati, was staying at Shirdi with her younger son for some days. One day the son got fever, which further developed into bubonic plague. The mother was frightened and left most uneasy. She thought of leaving for Amaravati and went near Baba in the evening when he was coming near the Vada in his evening rounds for asking his permission. She informed him in a trembling tone that his dear young son was down with plague. Baba spoke kindly and softly to her, saying that the sky is beset with clouds, but they will melt and pass off, and everything will be smooth and clear. So saying, he lifted up his kafni up to the waist and showed to all present 4 fully developed babos as big as eggs and added, "See how I have to suffer for my devotees, and their difficulties are mine." Seeing this unique and extraordinary deed, people were convinced as how the saints suffer pain for their devotees. The mind of the saints is softer than wax. It is soft and in and out as butter. They love their devotees without any idea of gain and regard them as their true relatives. Going to Pandharpur and staying there. I shall now close this chapter after reading a story illustrating how Sai Baba loved his devotees and anticipated their wishes and movements. Mr. Nana Sahib, who was a great devotee of Baba, was at Mamlatdar at Nandurbar in Kandesh. He got an order of transfer to Pandharpur. His devotion to Sai Baba bore fruit as he got an order to go and stay at Pandharpur, which is regarded as Bhuvai Kunta, heaven on earth. Nana Sahib had to take immediate charge, so he left immediately for the place without even informing anybody at Shirdi. He wanted to give a surprise visit to Shirdi, his Pandharpur, see and salute his Vidoba, and then proceed. Nobody dreamt of Nana Sahib's departure for Shirdi, but Sai Baba knew all about this as his eyes were everywhere. As soon as Nana Sahib approached Neemgaon, a few miles from Shirdi, there was stir in the masjid at Shirdi. Baba was sitting and talking with Mahalspati, Appa Shinde and Kashiram, when he at once said, "Let us all 4 do some bhajan, and the doors of Pandari are open. Let us merrily sing." Then they began to sing in chorus, the burden of the song being, "I have to go to Pandharpur, and I have to stay on there, for it is the house of my Lord." Baba sang and the devotees followed him. In a short time, Nana Sahib came there with his family, prostrated before Baba, and requested him to accompany them to Pandarpur and stay with them. This solicitation was not necessary, as the devotees told Nana Sahib that Baba was already in the mood of going to Pandarpur and staying there. Hearing this, Nana Sahib was moved and fell at Baba's feet. Then, getting Baba's permission, Udi and blessings, Nana Sahib left for Pandarpur. There is no end to Baba's stories, but let me now make a halt here, reserving for the next chapter and other topics. Bow to Shri Sai. Peace be to all.